What if I told you that in some places, owning one of these goofy little smiling salamanders is actually illegal? Yep, that's right. Axolotls, with their adorable faces, fluffy gills, and wiggly little walks, are banned or restricted in certain states and countries. But why? Are they dangerous? Venomous? Or do they have some secret plan for world domination? Well, maybe not that last one, but the real reasons might surprise you. So today, we're diving into why axolotls are illegal in some parts of the world, what it means for owners like us, and what it tells us about the bigger picture of conservation. Welcome back to Spot On Pet Life. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you love axolotls as much as I do. Pharaoh, Mario, and Cecilia are all here with me, and trust me, they're as curious as you are about this topic. Part 1. Where are they illegal? Let's start with the basics. Where are axolotls actually illegal? In the United States, there are a few states that restrict or outright ban them. California, Maine, New Jersey, Virginia, and Washington, D.C. all have rules in place. Some allow ownership only with special permits, while others ban them completely. In Canada, the laws vary by province. Some areas treat axolotls like any other exotic amphibian, which means you might need a permit or you may not be allowed to own one at all. In parts of Europe, they're regulated too, especially in countries that are strict about invasive species. And here's the kicker. In Mexico, the country axolotls actually come from, it's illegal to capture them from the wild. Why? Because they're critically endangered. There are conservation projects to save the wild populations, but the ones we keep in our tanks at home are all captive bred. So, depending on where you live, you might be free to walk into a pet shop and bring home an axolotl, or you could be breaking the law without even realizing it. Part 2. Why the restrictions exist. So why are they illegal in the first place? It really comes down to 4 big reasons. 1. Invasive species risk. Axolotls are hunters. They might look goofy, but they eat anything that fits in their mouths. Worms, insects, fish, shrimp, you name it. If someone released their axolotl into a local lake or river, it could cause chaos. Axolotls don't belong in those ecosystems, and they could wipe out native species by outcompeting them for food. Even if one axolotl doesn't seem like a problem, over time, releases like that can have a massive impact. That's why some states treat them just like other potentially invasive pets, such as certain fish, reptiles, or even plants. 2. Conservation concerns. Here's something heartbreaking. In the wild, axolotls are critically endangered. Their natural home is the lake system around Mexico City, mainly Lake Xochimilco. But pollution, habitat loss, and invasive fish have pushed them to the edge. So when governments restrict axolotls, it's partly about protecting wild populations. They want to make sure people aren't smuggling them out of Mexico or encouraging illegal trade. Even though almost all pet axolotls today are captive bred, the fear of exploitation is still there. 3. Disease control. Another reason is disease. Amphibians can carry fungal infections or parasites that spread to other wildlife. If an axolotl carrying something dangerous were released, it could threaten entire ecosystems. Governments are cautious, maybe overly cautious in some cases, but their goal is to avoid the risk of outbreaks. 4. Legal red tape. And finally, let's be honest, sometimes it's just bureaucracy. Some areas lump axolotls into the same category as exotic amphibians, and that means you need a permit. So while you and I know Pharaoh, Mario, and Cecilia are harmless little water dragons, governments see them as exotic wildlife that needs controlling. Part 4. Are they actually dangerous? Okay, but let's clear something up. Are axolotls actually dangerous? Nope. They don't bite humans, they're not venomous, they're not toxic, they're not going to crawl out of the tank at night and attack you. The danger isn't to us. It's to ecosystems if they're released, and to axolotls themselves if they're taken from the wild. So, in short, no, axolotls are not dangerous pets. The laws are more about protection and prevention than out the animals themselves. Part 5. What this means for owners. So, what does this mean for us, the people who already have axolotls or the ones who want to get one? First, always check your local laws. Don't just assume they're legal. Depending on where you live, you might need a permit, or it might not be possible to own one at all. Second, never release an axolotl into the wild. Even if you can't keep it anymore, there are better options, like rehoming through an exotic pet rescue. And third, if you do live in a place where they're restricted, consider supporting axolotl conservation projects instead. There are some amazing efforts in Mexico to restore Lake Xochimilco and protect the few wild axolotls that remain. Part 5. Bigger picture. Here's what I find fascinating. Laws like these remind us that axolotls aren't just pets. They're part of a bigger story, one of conservation, science, and even culture. The Aztecs once saw axolotls as sacred, linked to their god Xolotl. Today, scientists see them as medical marvels because of their regeneration abilities. And for us, they're adorable, funny, and surprisingly easy to care for pets. So while the laws might be annoying, they're also a reminder of just how special axolotls are. So there you go, the surprising reasons why axolotls are illegal in some states and countries. It's not because they're dangerous monsters, but because governments are trying to protect ecosystems, endangered wildlife, and sometimes just following strict exotic animal laws. If you found this helpful, check out my other videos for more axolotl facts, tips, and complete guides. And let me know in the comments, were you surprised to hear axolotls are illegal in some places? Would you still keep one if you needed a permit? If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe for more axolotl videos, and don't forget to check out my care guides if you're thinking of getting one yourself. Until next time, keep your tank cool, your worms wiggly, and your axolotls happy. See ya!